Yo, what is going on, you sheepish spoinks? Today we're playing some games with Keldeo Bronzong Stall. I know it's not everyone's favorite deck, but I actually really enjoy playing decks like this. I would never probably play them in decks like in tournaments like regionals, but or even league cups or challenges. But online on PTCGO, just still gonna have some fun with Pokemon. I actually do really enjoy playing decks like this. So the point of this deck is to make it so our opponent doesn't get to play the game. We got Bronzong in here for the fire matchups. We try and set up 2 of the heat-proof Bronzongs, and then our opponent can no longer attack us with their fire Pokemon. They can use one of their one Charizard's GX attack to get through one of these, but then they can never usually get through the second one. So the second Bronzong just wins us the game. We can even start attacking with it if we want eventually to speed up the process, but they will eventually just kind of deck out if we draw a pass. We got 4 Keldeo in here for matchups like the Pikarom matchup. They just can't deal with 4 Keldeo. When we start attacking with them, we got Wobbuffet to stop Coco from being too annoying, and then yeah, we just kind of clean stuff up with the Keldeos. We got 1/1 Ninetales, a Giraffe, and Lugia for like specific situational situations. They're not consistently used in any kind of game plan, but whenever we need them, we kind of bring them out. The 1/1 Ninetales beats Gardenia, because Keldeo's not as good because they do run 3 Power Plant, and you can put your hand to 0 as well as Reset Stamp UNM, so it's hard for us to have the stuff to constantly bump their stadiums as they put the Power Plants in play. So the Power Plants will usually stick. So the Ninetales is to beat the Gardenia matchup. We got 2 Blizzard Town in here for the Malamar matchup. We kind of just trap Giratinas is the strategy. You just hit them for 110 and then put Blizzard Town in play, and then they'll have 40 or less HP. And sure, they have stadiums themselves, but you just keep putting Blizzard Towns back in play, and then until one sticks with Lusamine, and then they can't attack anymore. And if they should happen to hit themselves with Giratina when they attack, you can use Grimsley to move 3 damage counters off the Giratina and then hit them, and they'll get up to 120 damage, which still works with trapping them with Blizzard Town. So I think that's all I'm going to go over as far as the list goes. This is Dylan Gunn's list. I will go ahead and give him a shout out from Worlds. He played this at Worlds to a top 32 finish, I believe. So shout out to him for the list. I've played around with it quite a bit. I haven't found anything I really want to change, but I'm not super proficient with the stall decks. So I'm sure as I play around with it a little bit more, I might find a couple things that I would maybe want to switch up, but it's been really good to me so far. So kind of just keeping the list the way it is. I've been enjoying it. Let's go ahead and get to some games and see how it runs. Against Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, Box probably. We'll see if they have an out to Keldeo, or even if they do have an out to Keldeo, how many outs to Keldeo they have. And there's the concession. This is how stall works. Sometimes you open Keldeo and your opponent concedes. To another one here up against Mewtwo Box. This should be a pretty good matchup, I have to imagine. They don't play any non-GX attackers, so we just gotta simply throw down the Keldeos, and then we should be good to go. If they play, I feel like there might be a Pokemon they might play with a Shred attack. We'll find out here in just a second, I guess. Opening Giraffe is not ideal, because that means if they ever put anything in the discard pile, we want a Lost Zone. We probably won't be able to anymore. This Giraffe is probably going to get knocked out on the following turn, so we won't be able to get any of those Lost Zone plays happening to prevent attacks from specific Pokemon we don't want to see attacking anymore. I don't think it's going to happen anymore, but we got the Cherish Ball, we got the Steven, so we shouldn't need too much else than that. Although I am curious to see if our opponent plays anyways to get through our Keldeos. I guess they could Red Knuckles for 10. They definitely have the GX attack of the Charizard to get through one of our Keldeos. But besides that knockout, I don't know if they can get through another Keldeo. So that's what we're going to find out here. Can they get through a second and a third Keldeo? Or will they kind of be stopped at KOing the first Keldeo, and then we kind of just win from there? Let's find out as we Cherish Ball for our first Keldeo, and then go ahead and get some more. We're going to throw the first Keldeo down, and then I think we're just going to... Well, we should Pokégear first. If we get a Stevens here... Ooh, what's a Lusamine? If we get a Stevens here, then we wouldn't get a Stevens off the Stevens, but we didn't get a Stevens, so we got to get a Stevens off the Stevens. And I think we're going to go for Keldeo and then a Water Energy, and then a Stevens, and we'll just start powering up the Keldeo, because may as well give ourselves the option to attack here. There's no reason not to give ourselves the attacking option. We don't want to take the Cherish Ball over the Keldeo. We want to leave that in the deck in case we get reset stamped or judged or something. We want as many outs to Keldeo as possible, kind of just as many outs to basic Pokemon as possible, I guess, even, because we don't have a ton of those right now in play. It's not a basic Pokemon. We got a Giraffe and a Keldeo. The Giraffe will be knocked out this turn almost for sure, and then the Keldeo will probably be knocked out pretty soon after that. We just need to figure out, can our opponent get through multiple Keldeo? That's kind of the question we ask with this deck a lot, is can they do it? The answer is usually no, and that's when we win the game. But sometimes they can, and in those cases we're like, ah, darn. And then it's, can they get through the third Keldeo? If they get through 2 Keldeos, that's one thing. But we have 3 Keldeo. We actually have 4 Keldeo. If we for some reason need a 4th Keldeo, we do have a 4th Keldeo. The Double Blaze will get through at least one of the Keldeos. And then, like I said, the question becomes, can they get through the 2nd and the 3rd Keldeo? Or will the 2nd Keldeo stop them? I guess they could play maybe like 1 Power Plant, so then we would need the 3rd Keldeo to stop them. There's an outrage from our opponent. We could actually get lost this thing right now. Now that it's in there, and they can't even get through a Keldeo with the GX attack, and I see no reason not to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and hit them with the sauce here, the get lost here, and oh, we can't get lost. Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Oh no, we put the Blizzard Town in play. All right, I just royally messed up. Did not realize the mistake I just made. Oh goodness. All right, we can save ourselves here. Oh man, I had it set up so nicely, and then I threw it all away. Yeah, I really want to get rid of their stadium as well, but like, that's getting rid of the Charizard is definitely so much better, and I have no way out of this, I don't think. Just gonna have to take this unfortunate mistake here. What we can do is we can retreat to this Keldeo, and then we can Stevens, and just get ourselves another Keldeo. Like I said, 3rd Keldeo, another Stevens. Oops, that's a Mars. Another Stevens and an energy. I actually get a counter gain. It's more likely we top deck an energy than a counter gain, and they're basically the same thing at this point, or will be. So give ourselves that option instead. I think is definitely better. All right, so I messed up there. We could have gotten lost the Charizard, which is huge because then they can't even kill the first Keldeo. And if they have like limited outs to get through the next Keldeos, it could be the difference maker between a win or a loss. But now if they replace our stadium, I can go attach to Giraffe, Tate Liza, get lost the Reshizard once again. It really depends on if they replace our stadium or not, so they need to do that. Yeah, don't do what I just did. I kind of forgot the effect of Blizzard Town. I was just like, oh, they have a Giant Hearth in play. If I can make it so they don't have a Giant Hearth in play, that's usually better. So let's go ahead and get rid of said Giant Hearth. And it turned into me misplaying. Said, do not do what I'm doing. All right, Stevens again. We're just going to grab. We could set up to eventually get into the play. We could grab. I don't want to fob away my own Blizzard Town, I guess. Grab an energy, counter gain, and a Stevens. Sure, sounds good to me. Go ahead, opponent, and we can start attacking sometime soon. I kind of want to like see them get through the 2nd Keldeo before I start attacking. Although attacking could set us up to make it easier to like deal with said situation. At some point we're just going to switch into the Mars looping here and make it so that kind of run our opponent out of cards in hand. We do need to stay. We do have a Tate Liza. This deck sometimes, our opponent's deck sometimes doesn't play shuffle draw supporters, so we can just win through that. I think I'm just going to Lusamine for 2 Stevens here. They do reset stamp, but it's nice to have a Lusamine in the discard pile, and if we top deck a Lusamine, becomes pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and attach that there. I guess I can go ahead and burn the Cherish Ball here and get this Keldeo. Ooh, I may as well get the option of Lugia. Probably not going to use Lugia, but yeah, and then pass. And then we'll go into the Stevens for the Mars shenanigans on our following turn, and then we'll just keep looping Mars from there. So yeah, like I said, they're going to get 1 knockout with the GX attack from Charizard, and then it comes down to, do they have other ways to take knockouts? They usually don't. They can get through 1 Keldeo usually. Yeah, may as well work our opponent down to a 0-card hand. This Lusamine, it looks like they might. Okay, there's the concession. another dub with stall, just how we like to take them. I did mess up early on, but it probably wouldn't have mattered. And then, yeah, this is how most of the dubs go with stall. Generally, the games do not get fully played out, and you just kind of have to wait for your opponent to realize they can't do anything. Mulligans here ourselves. No idea what our opponent is playing. There's a Gengar Mimikyu. This, ooh, not an auto win, actually. I was about to say this should be an auto win, but actually not going to be. We need to keep our item cards out of our hand. Attacking ASAP is pretty cool. All right, let's start with a Pokégear here. Go ahead and grab ourselves a Stevens Resolve here. I'm gonna go attach. And then I don't really want my hand to be shuffled all the way. I think I'll bench that guy. I'm trying to think of other ways to deal with Gengar Mimikyu. Ooh, the Ninetales is definitely the way to go. They cannot get through Ninetales as Gengar Mimikyu, I don't think. I should have gone with calm away this guy, get ourselves that Vulpix if it is in here, and it is. Definitely want to set up this guy ASAP. We don't play a ton of item cards, so it probably won't be that big of a deal that I didn't get it out the way I did. I do want to grabbing Ditto here doesn't make any sense because if they shuffle our hand, Ditto won't do anything. We kind of just want a Stevens, an Energy, and we actually don't even play that many item cards, do we? Stevens and Energy. Kind of want to use our item cards as soon as possible. So like Stevens Energy Cherish Ball would be okay actually. Then we can just play the Cherish Ball, put another Keldeo on our hand, and they can surprise box those item cards back into our hand, but we have to we'll force them to find the surprise box. I assume that's what we're up against. I guess it could be some kind of Malamar build as well. Oh, maybe it is Malamar the whole time. In which case, I mean, I guess it's not even that big of a deal if it is a Malamar build. There's the immediate GX attack from our opponent, so now I got no idea what's going on. It is just the house. But they didn't get down an Ammonite or anything, so we're just gonna go with Viridian Forest away. The Cherish Ball here, get ourselves another energy out of the deck, and we'll pass over to our opponent. Even if they have the Power Plant, they're only hitting us for 150, so they would need a surprise box as well, but they could definitely have that. But then we'll get the evolution into the Ninetales. And if they got nothing else to back this up, that is just going to be a dub for us. There's an Erica's. And then a concession. No idea what our opponent's deck was, but we pick up another standard stall dub here over whatever our opponent was playing. Another game here up against some kind of Jirachi deck. We have no idea what kind of Jirachi deck, so I don't know if I want to use Stevens or if I want to Tate Liza or what. We're just going to go with the Stevens and hope it works out for the best here. Going to get ourselves... we got a Bronzong in hand. I think we just want to go with the Keldeo. We got plenty of energy in hand. Keldeo is Stevens. I'm going to take a communication, actually, to give ourselves some options on what Pokemon we actually want to grab, depending on what our opponent's actually playing. I mean, this is kind of one of the fears with this deck. You sometimes just open not ridiculously well, not Keldeo. And then you can end up in a position where if your opponent just has enough damage to knock out a Ditto, a Bronzor, it is a Pikarom deck, so this is definitely scary. Do they play something like the Zapdos? If they do, we're definitely in trouble. Do they get to turn 1 Full Blitz? Once again, also still in trouble. There's two Dedenes. Maybe they're just going to donk us with the Dene. Nope, there's a Calm away one of the Denes. Alright, so I'm going to guess we almost for sure lose here. Probably should have gone with Tate Liza to try and find something a little bit beefier than this Ditto. And I think our opponent probably already has the dub here. We'll see if they whip out the Switch or Skateboard. Not yet. Alright, we haven't lost yet. We're still technically in it. They only need a Switch or a Skateboard. They're going to see 11 cards total here. Data change for 6. And then Stellar Wish. They didn't have it at the data change, so I'm either getting BM'd or they don't have it quite yet. We'll see what the Stellar Wish grabs. Do we live a turn? Does the Ditto survive? The answer is Energy Switch, which is not a super good answer. Into Reset Stamp. Okay, still pretty good, but I think we lived. I think that means we lived. I think that means our opponent whiffed. We got a Keldeo. Not much else, but we're gonna live for a turn. That's the most important part. Draw. It is a Lusamine. And we got the Keldeo. Like I said, the most important part is the Keldeo. And I think we are just going to go ahead and Lusamine to get the Stevens Resolve for the following turn, and then pass right on over to our opponent. Whew, that was close. We barely scraped by in that one, but now it's looking like we can definitely make the comeback in this one. We're gonna Stevens Resolve next turn. Probably get ourselves an energy, a Stevens, maybe energy counter gain though, depending on how this plays out, because we might just want to be swinging as soon as possible. Another reset stamp from our opponent. Yo, bro, calm down. Give us a chance here. Super aggressive with these reset stamps early on. That does mean though, when we start drawing prizes, they won't be able to shut us down as aggressively with them. So they got the Zapdos set up. Yeah, there's the Cocoa Prism. That guy is the scary one. We do play Wobbuffet though, so if we can get that Wobbuffet out, we can make it really awkward for our opponent to even set up into using the Cocoa Prism. They'll have to knock out the Wobbuffet first, or, well, yeah. I mean, if they bring him into the active and then attack with Cocoa Prism, they're gonna be knocking it out with Cocoa Prism, which is also fine with me. But yeah, they're gonna have to knock out the Wobbuffet first. Like I said, that's fine. That's good for us, and then they can finally make their way into the other stuff from there. So we might actually go, well, hopefully we just top deck a Pokemon and then can calm for the Wobbuffet. That would be most ideal. But we'll have to wait and see what we actually pull here. We have to be careful. This guy, 2 E-Powers, does knock out a Keldeo. Ew. All right. Nothing yet. We could Reg Challenge for it. Could get rid of the Calm and the Pokégear. I don't hate that, but I also want to start attacking. This is a tough situation. Oh, they're down 2 E-Power, so maybe I'm not as scared of the potential of that happening. We could Surge Red's Stevens, actually. And this guy takes 3 E-Power, so there's no way for that to knock us out next turn. Yeah, so I kind of like that. Can play the Surge. And I almost want to go Reds. All right, play the Surge. I almost want to Reds for an energy here instead, because the chance of them hitting the E-Powers is so low. Is Wob even in here? He is. We could get energy, and then we could Stevens for energy counter gain Wob. And then we'd be in a pretty good spot. So we can start attacking on our next turn, getting rid of these pesky Pokemon that can actually deal damage to our Keldeos. But we could play a little bit slower, just grab the Wob here, and then play the Stevens. All right, I can kind of dig this as well. Get a little bit more options with this, actually. And we're gonna go for a Keldeo, an Energy, and another Stevens. And then we can kind of choose where we want to attach. We might not even attach to the active, especially if their Zapdos does not leave the active. Then we definitely go bench the guy to the bench, attach to the bench. Stevens again. We can play it a little bit slower here. The Wob's going to buy us a little bit of time for sure. And it'll probably force the Cocoa Prism to KO the Wob, which is fine with me. A third reset stamp. Well, hopefully they're out of them now. Maybe they play 4. Wait, was that the second or that was the third? I'm confused. 2? I thought they... Oh, they did not play it last turn? Is that what happened? I don't know. I'm not keeping up. Got a counter stadium for the Thunder Mountain, which is great. I don't know if they noticed that the Wob came down, because they still committed the Thunder Mountain and attached to the bench there. So I'm not sure if they're paying attention at all or not. There's 2 Raichus with the E-Radar. Not going to be a big deal, but they probably want to use something like a Raichu. Oh, I don't think they're paying attention at all. Or they just don't know what Wobbuffet does. This actually came up at NAIC for me, where my opponent actually didn't know that Wobbuffet stopped Prism Pokemon from being able to attack. It does do that, by the way. If you didn't know, now you know. And he is not going to be able to attack us this turn. And definitely have to retreat this again. And they definitely need to get, what's it called, set up here to give themselves some maneuverability. They definitely need to get a Zeraora in play. If I was them, I would have stuck onto one of these Raichus. All right, I think they know now. They're like, wait. Oh, wait. Okay. All right, we're going to Cherish Ball, get that second Keldeo up and running. This is going to come down for sure, but we're going to check the Pokégear first. There's that Stevens. Oh, actually, the Surge into the Lusamine into the Stevens might be a little bit better. I kind of like that a little bit more. Surge, because we are starting to like run out of stuff. So we can go like this and this. Maybe this is not as good as I thought it was. It's okay. We're doing it. Boom. Blizzard Town comes out. Keldeo comes down. And then we're going to hit him with the Stevens Resolve. And we're actually going to grab... well, we're going to go... well, we want this energy first. Energy, counter gain. And just in case of a third reset stamp, decks do play 3 reset stamps, so energy counter gain. And another Stevens. We got plenty of healing in hand, which is super cool through the Gardenias. So we just need to really chill. We're going to set it up on the bench Keldeo. This guy should make his way to the bench and we'll at least get bopped by the Zapdos next turn for sure. This Keldeo is going to get punched by Zapdos almost 100% of the time here. They're definitely going to be looking for their custom catchers. They haven't played a single custom catcher yet, and I would just imagine they play 4. It's possible they don't, but more likely than not, they play custom catchers. Looks like they're maybe out of stadiums here, as they hit aheads but chose to not take anything. They are down the Thunder Mountain. Maybe the other stadium is prized. There's usually 2 Lysander Labs in Pikarom builds nowadays, so I would be surprised if there wasn't in this one. But yeah, we can definitely let one Keldeo get knocked out here for sure. There's the hard retreat. Zapdos with the Thunderous Assault. I think we can let a Keldeo get knocked out here. I guess they do have 2 E-Power left, but they have to chase this guy first. So I think we can let a Keldeo get knocked out here, and then we could just like GX attack that guy. I'm gonna go ahead and get these in play just in case, like I said, in case of another pesky what's it called. All right, I'm gonna grab energy, more healing. I'm a little bit scared of being out healed here. What do I mean to say, man? And maybe the Tate Liza. Like, if they don't KO our active, I would actually like to move this guy next turn, and then just start swinging with it. And if, yeah, I wouldn't mind moving this guy next turn, get him to the bench, get him out of harm's way. Like, if he doesn't die, because they would need like a switch and an E-Power, and they only have 2 E-Power left. It looks like they might even be hard retreating the Zapdos. It is going to be the hard retreat. Maybe they prize their Zeraora. Usually, if they are playing the Jirachis and the switches, they only play 1 Zeraora. So it definitely is possible that that 1 Zeraora is prized. They could be stuck because of that. We can actually give up another 1 prizer if we want to, because if they go KO this, they'll go down to 2 prizes. There's that custom. Not surprised it's happening, but it's a custom into the past, though. That's definitely not ideal for our opponent. To knock this out, they would need one of their last few E-Powers. I almost want to like attach active and then Gardenia the active, but then we wouldn't have an energy for the following turn. Let's go with a Lusamine. I'm gonna get that and a Stevens. Actually, maybe we want that Red's Challenge. They want the Red's Challenge here, actually. And I could Great Potion this just so 1 E-Power Zapdos does not kill it. I think I will do that. And then we will pass and kind of see what our opponent has come up with finally on this turn. They only had the 1 custom catcher, but they did hard retreat, so they maybe have second custom, and then finally KO this with the Cocoa Prism. But then we do get to KO the Cocoa Prism with this guy with our Resolute Blade GX. It's also possible they just don't have the double customs here, which would be ideal for us for sure. But we'll see here. We'll see what they end up having. Retreat to Zapdos. Do they have an energy? I would assume they have an energy if they're doing this retreat. That's 1 E-Power. There is 2 custom catchers, so that is going to be the knockout on the Wobbuffet. They are now down to 1 E-Power left, though, so they can't actually KO this Keldeo with this guy. But there is... Oh, no. Oh, no. We do have a Lusamine. I was like, oh, no. I just panicked for a second. I was like, oh, no. Custom or counter gain doesn't work. But we do have Lusamine to get back to Blizzard Town, so we should be all set. We can get back Blizzard Town and a Lusamine. I don't think we need to Surge combo this turn, so we should be good just to play it out that way. Let's see. Top deck a Bronzor. Definitely want to bench him. Or is there something bigger to potentially grab? Because if they KO this, we can definitely put down another non-GX Pokemon. So let's take a look at what's our best non-GX to put down. It would be the Giraffe. No, we can build the Bronzor into a Bronzong, which could be useful. So yeah, it is just going to be back to the Bronzor. Get rid of the... I guess I maybe want to keep that for a Red's Challenge fodder, though, so maybe not ideal there. All right, Lusamine. Get ourselves this and a Lusamine, so we don't ever run out of that Lusamine chain. We don't want to run out of that. Blizzard Town comes down, and then we got the Sonic Edge for the knockout on this Zapdos. The Cocoa Prism, big thing to note, cannot knock out our active. Just can't do it. It's actually just not possible. It's not allowed. They only have one E-Power left. There's no way for them to possibly knock out this Keldeo with this Pokemon on their following turn. They could knock out this Keldeo with double Custom Catcher E-Power. But then we just bring up this guy and Resolute Blade GX and knock him out. And we're actually not going to take another knockout on anything. And we're just going to sit here and Mars our opponent. Well, they play 2 Zapdos. All right, that's a little bit annoying. But we do have some Gardenias in hand, so we should be safe from this as well. Shouldn't actually be that big of a deal. So yeah, we should be safe from this situation as well. The second Zapdos, I didn't think it was going to happen. It did end up happening, but it's not that big of a deal. Unless I'm mistaken, because we do have the healing of the Gardenia to heal off that 80 damage that the Zapdos will do. And even if they have an E-Power usage here, we can double Gardenia with the Surge. There's that E-Power. No reason for them to play it right now, but even if they do play it, can double Gardenia. Just going to be the hit for 80. So single Gardenia will be the way to go. Heal up that 80 damage. Bada boom, bada bing. And we'll even up the price rate here, though. That's a little bit scary. But we do have the Red Challenge to find an energy, so we should actually be fine. I think we can even up the price rate here just fine. Sonic Edge, knockout. We're not going to, like I said, what I was trying to say before they mentioned Zapdos, we're not going to knock anything else out. Because there's no need to. We don't need to actually knock anything else out. If we do, that means we don't one-shot the Coco Prism anymore with our Resolute Blade GX. So we don't want to knock anything else out, actually. We're just going to start Marsing our opponent. They only have a 4-card deck left. So we'll probably just start Lusamining all this stuff back, actually, is what we'll do. We won't even start using Mars. We'll just literally Lusamine everything out of our discard pile back into our hand. And that'll be our game plan. There's the retreat to the Coco Prism, though, so it looks like they want to go aggressive with it. And they can attack us, but we do have that Reg Challenge. So we can Reg Challenge for an energy, and then Resolute Blade attack move, whatever it might be. You know what it is. Get rid of these two. Get ourselves an energy card. Gonna grab the water here. And then we do have that GX attack to knock out this Coco Prism. And that's it. That should be game. They might have one more non-GX attacker, but I think we can definitely get through one more non-GX attacker. But there's a concession, a little bit more lengthy of a game, but that's how the stall games go, guys. They're not going to be that quality of games, and that's going to do it for this video on the stall deck. I actually really enjoy playing decks that have like any deck with Steven's Resolve and greens in it. I'm actually a big fan of playing. So I actually do enjoy playing decks like this, despite their kind of hated, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of playing against them, but I do enjoy playing them despite the kind of decks they are. But that's going to do it for this video, like I said. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, give it a like. If you hate stall decks, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.